Hello, YouTube. I am sorry to my still limited audience and subscribers. I have not posted a video in more than a few months, it seems. I have been busy as fuck with schoolwork, which I have been done for the past month, and trying to live my own life, be it in my area or outside, because hey, I like taking drives outside of the I want to get out of similar surroundings and see the rest of my beautiful state and to do a hobby of mine, photography. I attended Motor City Pride a couple months ago. See, I've talked to a few people as to why they don't like Pride events. Um, for me, I have not experienced, at least when I go to Motor City Pride, uh, scantily naked men and women, excuse me, almost naked men and women. The only exceptions being men who are modeling underwear for particular booths selling those types of clothing. Mm. I look at pride festivals as a way to interact with people, queer or otherwise, just people. You get to hang out and talk to people. See, there are in fact groups and companies and other organizations who are want to embrace those who aren't heterosexual and follow the gender guidelines as set in the Western world. I've seen groups for churches, groups for HIV awareness and HIV/AIDS awareness and getting testing, and the Ruth Ellis Center, which I'm a proud donor to. The Ruth Ellis Center is supports the LGBTQ plus youth who have left, who have either been kicked out or abandoned or left their homes because the people they were living with are not accepting of their sexual orientation or gender identity or expression. The Ruth Ellis Center serves to cater to that particular demographic of youth and young adults to build um, skills and values they can use once they leave the center, those who are staying there, to find a job and to make their own living instead of being in poverty, which many queer youth experience, queer youth and young adults. Um, and of course, there are national groups, Human Rights Campaign, and organizations like Delta Airlines, which I am hoping they will get unionized. First try can be screwy, but keep trying until you get the desire you want. When I say unionized, I'm talking about the flight attendants. Of course, the pilots and the dispatchers are unionized. That's for another discussion if you want. But yeah, see, I don't see the hottest boyfriend or hottest butt competitions, which a guy I'm dating right now sees at Pride. I see it as a way to bring people who, all people who are supportive of human rights, not just for queer people, but for everyone. To go there and to interact with people and to find new friends and to connect with businesses and groups that you may use to refer to someone else who has a similar interest in General Motors or local PFLAG chapters or HIV/AIDS awareness and testing. You know, no, I feel weird for using those guilt, those expressions only to fill time and have really no meaning. Other than that, I did mention I was dating someone. Uh, I've been, again, keeping busy as usual with reading. I've been hooked because I've been working out during the times it's on TV on The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful. I either have a choice when I do my cardio workouts between sports programs or CBS and CNBC. And because I've been watching, I do not want to watch sports programs at that particular moment. I stuck with The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful and The Talk and The Doctors and to a point Dr. Phil. And well, wouldn't you know it, I set my DVR to The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful. And we'll admit some of the actors on both of those soap operas are fucking hot. And one of them's family. Greg Ricard. So cute. So I start school in less than a couple weeks. Kind of looking forward to it. And because my school's recreational center is now would be open 7 days a week instead of 5 days a week. Yay! Get to exercise and be healthier and not have to control my diet, which, by the way, I am starting to drink water, enough water, a liter and a half, which is $1.69 at my local 7-Eleven. No taxes, at least in my state. Oh yes, I have been paying some attention, though not as critical, to the U.S. Court of Appeals for which circuit Michigan's in. The circuit which covers Michigan, Ohio, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Regardless of how the three justices listening and deciding on all the four of those states' cases rule, I believe, like many, all of the marriage equality cases will go to the Supreme Court, U.S. Supreme Court, and will be decided there. Unlike Perry v. Schwarzenegger, or I should say Hollingsworth v. Perry, and U.S. v. Windsor, attorneys general of states are defending the state constitutional bars on same-sex marriage and other unions except marriage between one biological man and one biological woman. I do not agree with conservatives, for example, Go Proud, saying marriage should be left to the states, as it would be conflicting. At one point, you have the federal government who recognizes same-sex marriages, assuming they are performed in jurisdictions such as the states, Washington, D.C., and Canada, where such unions are lawfully permitted. But you have states that recognize same-sex marriages and or perform such unions and are entitled to the state benefits, benefits and privileges a marriage has. And you have those states who do not observe same-sex marriages as legal. So you see, you're caught in a conflict if you are arguing for let the states decide marriage equality. Because at one point, you have a handful of states who treat same-sex marriages regardless of where they're performed, and assuming they were done in a jurisdiction where they are legal, as the same. And so those same-sex couples can receive whatever state and federal benefits married couples receive. That includes filing tax returns as a married couple, being able to receive your spouse's health insurance without being taxed extra, or in Michigan's case, being able to adopt children together. Keep in mind the plaintiffs originally sued in um, federal courts to overturn Michigan's adoption ban, which only I'm sorry, the current rules on adoption under Michigan law, which okay, I'm sorry. Michigan's adoption law only allows those who are legally married as defined by the state or single persons to adopt children together. In other words, my husband and I, even if we were married in the state of Illinois or New York or in the province of Ontario, we can receive, we can file taxes together as a married couple um, for the federal government, and let's say he's in the military. Um, I'm soon enough able to have housing with my military with my spouse. But when it comes to adopting children, he and I have to split who gets custody of which child. So that's kind of the judge who heard the case said, why not challenge the state's constitutional ban on same-sex unions? And so the plaintiffs were did so, and the judge ruled in their favor later on. And now Michigan Attorney General Bill Schuette said, we're going to defend this all the way to the Supreme Court if it goes there. So, point in all of that rambling, I do not agree with the let the states decide this thing, because not every state will legalize marriage equality on a popular vote. They're not like Maine or Minnesota or Maryland, who say, okay, let's allow same-sex couples to marry in our state, and let's give them the same benefits and protections opposite-sex married couples have. That includes property, adoption, filing state taxes together, whatever tax credits families receive, be it for housing or adoption. So I can see and I'm kind of iffy on how we as human rights activists can pursue marriage equality. Do we go through the legislature? Do we go through the courts, state or federal, or do we go through the popular vote? Because all three have been successful. I think it will vary on a state-by-state basis. Any states where marriage equality can be legal through popular vote or legislature vote, go for it. Otherwise, go through the federal courts. And I think I've already rambled enough. I don't want to be Kathy Griffin, Ben Stein, and Grandpa Simpson into one. So I'm glad. I hope my limited audience and anybody who wants to subscribe to my channel enjoys this update. I encourage any constructive criticism and other relevant comments on this video. Include whatever topics you want me to cover and think I should address. Take care of yourselves, and enjoy the rest of your summer. If you live in a hot and humid state, or hell, even a very hot state like Nevada and Arizona, always stay hydrated with water, if not Gatorade. Do not drink soda, pop, soft drinks, whatever you want to call it. Oh, and if you live in a very drought state or in or even in Michigan, always use your water wisely. Okay? And that goes with current as well. We must conserve our frickin' resources while we still can before we start and preserve the fighting for water and natural resources starts, and we will all engage in a not only state by state war, but a world war over water, coal, natural gas, and electricity. Peace, shalom, and see you all soon.